Hey there, this is Ken from Parallax. I've made this quick video to show you how to program a Propeller 1 over Wi-Fi using SpinTools IDE from Microsoft. I'm using the FLiP module and I'm using the Parallax WX Wi-Fi module in the SIP format. Why wireless programming? Well, here's why I need it. A lot of my robots can't be tethered. This one likes to walk away. Some of them fly, like the quadcopters. Others have brushless motors and lithium-ion batteries, and they move very quickly. Some might even go in the water. So it really helps to have wireless programming. I've also made robots that have gas engines. This was not very popular to program in the office. As you watch this video, don't bother keeping track of all the links. I've copied and pasted them all wherever this video appears. These are the parts I'm using. I'm using a FLiP module from Parallax. This is an all-in-one system. It has a USB micro B for programming, some built-in LEDs, 3.3 and 5 volt supplies. You can plug it into a breadboard if you want, or into the FLiP proto board, which is a $10 kit. I'm also using this, which is the WX module. It's available in two formats, in a SIP single line or in a DIP version, which plugs into the Propeller activity board. I've taken these two components and I've put them onto a breadboard and I've wired them up with three LEDs that are on pins 0, 1, and 2. And the schematic for the WX module looks like this. There are 5 connections between the FLiP module and the WX module. You'll connect the grounds. The WX data in pin goes to the FLiP P30. The WX data out goes through a BAT43 diode to FLiP pin 31. You can also use a wire here, but you cannot switch between wireless and wired programming so quickly. And the WX VIN pin goes to the FLiP 3.3 volts. The WX CTS goes to the FLiP reset. Once you've got that wired up, head over to get Microsoft SpinTools IDE. If you follow the Parallax Propeller forum, you know that SpinTools IDE is very popular. It looks like the Propeller tool from Parallax. It's open source, it runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux, plus it has all the Johnny Mac demos in it, which makes for a programming noob like me to have a much easier time. I'm really the business guy at Parallax and a robot builder, but not much of a programmer. You can get the software by clicking on his software button and then the SpinTools IDE link, where it describes some of the features, and then the downloads are down at the bottom. And while you're here, send Marco some money. I'll provide the link for his PayPal donation page. The next step is to use the Propeller to configure the WX Wi-Fi module. There are two parts to this, the Wi-Fi module firmware and the spin code to configure the module. Your Wi-Fi module needs the latest firmware. If you recently bought it from Parallax, you already have this firmware. If you'd like to download it and install it yourself, you could do that. Just click on Downloads, and you'll see the Wi-Fi setup, spin code, and WX firmware link. That includes all the source code I'm using in this demonstration. If you need to update your firmware on the WX module, it's very easy. You just plug it in, power it up, and then you go to the IP address 192.168.4.1, and you will see a button to update the firmware which you've just downloaded. So next we need to configure the Wi-Fi module to be the programming gateway for your Propeller. You'll open up the code and you'll put in your SSID and passphrase like I'm doing right now. And then we're going to download it. Right now I'm connected up to COM4, and we'll open up Terminal. And the terminal will tell you when the Wi-Fi module has successfully connected to your router. As you see here, the program is finished. Now that the Wi-Fi module is properly configured to program the Propeller, in SpinTools IDE you can press F7 to see which ports are available. And two show up. I've got the Propeller FLiP on COM4, and then I've got the Wi-Fi module. So first I'm just going to use the wired version. I've got a program here which blinks 3 LEDs in 3 different cogs at 3 different rates. So we'll download that to see that it works. And the LEDs are blinking away, as you can see right now. And then we're going to switch over to Wi-Fi, pressing F7 again, and let's do the same thing. And the LEDs are blinking. It's just beautiful how easy this works. So now we're going to close up SpinTools IDE so it doesn't have the control over the COM port anymore. And we will start up BlocklyProp Launcher. Now you're looking at the same program, the same LED blinker in BlocklyProp, except I've added a little loop counter. And as you can see here, the 2 COM ports also show up. I have the Wi-Fi approach and I have COM4. So we'll do the wired one first. Away we go, and we should see the terminal with my little loop counter, and the LEDs are blinking away at different rates. And then we can switch over to Wi-Fi and do the same thing. It's really nice to have debug this way too. Okay, works great, as you can see. And if you want to program your Propeller from across the world outside of your network, you'll need to open up ports on your router. If you're just getting started with the Propeller, these are some of my favorite resources. For the Propeller 1, you'll want the Propeller Manual, which is a PDF you can download from Parallax. It's the spin reference guide. And then I really like OBEX because there's a ton of objects here, especially for the Propeller 1. I also like the BlocklyProp reference, which shows you how to use all the blocks in BlocklyProp. And then finally, the Propeller forums. This is a place where you can go and get all kinds of help from us. Thanks a lot.